Level 1 is all made up. We made up, our forefathers made it up, and they trained us to take on these constructs. If you ardently believe in your religion, you're at level 1. If you believe in 9 to 5, you believe in corporations, you believe in mindfulness, you're level 1. There's no good or bad or judgment in level 1. The important thing is we are living in a world of mental constructs. But there are a couple of problems in level 1. You see, in level 1, we tend to be at what some people call the victim stage. The victim stage means we live in this world of constructs, but we have forgotten that we can mend, we can fix, we can mold this world. And so rather than go out there and try to change this world, we react like a victim. He said that and it hurt me. My government is keeping me down. The world is like this. And most people live like that. They feel helpless in the face of this giant 7 billion human being planet that we live on, with so much happening all the time. But at a certain point, you start waking up. And when you start waking up, that's when you start getting to level 2. I call level 2 the state of the culture hacker. Because here's what happens at level 2. At level 2, you start questioning culture. Now, what is culture? Culture, according to Yuval Harari, who's the historian who wrote the book Sapiens, culture is nothing more than all our human beliefs and all our human rituals and practices coming together. But culture isn't just religion. Culture is our ideas of getting a college degree to be successful. It's our ideas of joining a corporation, of being an entrepreneur. All of these are cognitive concepts which come from culture. But the thing is, when you get to level 2, you start developing an idea that culture is an absolute truth. And you can hack it, you can bend it, you can mold it to your own desires. In the words of Steve Jobs, you realize that everything in the world around you was made up by people no smarter than you, and you can change things. And when you get this, said Steve Jobs, you will never be the same again. I love that quote, but that's what's happening at the level of culture hacker. Now at culture hacker, something interesting begins. The world of questioning. We start questioning. Most people don't question because, when a kid grows up and they start asking their parents, why? Most parents will simply say, because I told you so. So we tend to kill that ability to question at an early age. But most of you are here because you question. If you're watching this as a video on YouTube, you're curious, you're beginning to question. Congratulations, you are already most likely at level 2. So level 2 is the level of questioning. But something else happens at level 2. At level 2, not only are you questioning culture, but you begin to see that the world around you is bendable. You don't like the 9 to 5? Great, you become an entrepreneur. Or you start a company with flexi time. You don't like the idea of marriage? Great, you come up with your own ideas of how a man and a woman should relate. You don't like the idea of college degree? No problem, you drop out and start your own thing. You begin to question the conventions of culture. And this is where an important insight enters your head. Life can happen to you or life can happen from you. When you grasp the idea that life is within your control, that you have the ability to bend reality, you're at level 2. Now this is what this A-Fest was about, teaching you that beliefs are hackable, beliefs are swappable. Now remember, culture is nothing more than beliefs plus rituals. So when you learn that beliefs are not you, beliefs, in fact, possess you, but those beliefs can be plucked out and replaced with more empowering beliefs, you have started to understand this phrase, that life can happen to you or life can happen from you. You can create life through the process of questioning, of hacking beliefs, and filling your mind with empowering beliefs, not necessarily the beliefs from your parents, your school, your education, your religion, or your culture. You identify the difference between a rule and a brule or a bullshit rule, and you start to see that we are swimming in a sea of bullshit rules that we can choose to question and ignore. Now at this point, something interesting happens. The idea that your thoughts can create your reality. This is not just a mystical statement based on mumbo jumbo or the law of attraction. If you believe in that, that's great, that's a good belief. But you can literally question and shift reality because you can question the cognitive plane. Most of the world we live in right now is nothing more than ideas which may have already hit their expiration date, but which we are still playing with. So now you get to toss out that expired idea out of your refrigerator and put in a fresh one. Now at this point, something interesting happens, right? You're at level 2, you're the culture hacker, and you start growing at an accelerated pace when you get to level 2. So your growth, if it's like this, when you get to level 2, it starts growing like that because you start seeing that the world is under your control. But it all starts with questioning. Questioning everything about the world that you have learned is absolutely true. And beginning to go, I make my own rules. Thank you.